Welcome to the AllBrands show. I am Barbara from AllBrands.com. I am so happy to be here with you today. Let us know where you're watching from. Maybe how's it going for you? I know that there's been a lot of turmoil in the wake of Hurricane Ida. Our prayers and thoughts are with everyone who's affected, and we just hope that this video brings you a little bit of joy in something that brings me a lot of joy, which is sewing, quilting, and embroidery. And aren't we so lucky to be in a hobby, a productive hobby that we can bring ourselves joy with? So why not make beautiful things, sell them, give them away, personalize embroidery for other folks? What a beautiful gift that we have in this wonderful hobby and wonderful people in the hobby that we're in. So like always, at the end of this broadcast, please stay tuned because we will give away a $100 AllBrands.com e-gift card. Yay. So we'll pick one lucky watcher at the end. So good luck there. I see a bunch of folks chiming in. Barbara Jones, hello, good to see you. Yes, we just heard from our two stores. They're still standing, and it's we have 6 stores. We have Slidell, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Houston, and San Antonio, Texas. Currently, New Orleans and Slidell are out of power, but they're still there, and all of our employees are safe. So as soon as it's safe to do so, we will reopen. We're looking forward to that. But our call center is back open, and all of the rest of our stores are open as well. So without further ado, we have some very exciting new products that we have to share with you today. Wireless embroidery machines from Brother. They're brand new. And we have 2 amazing special guests, Sara Vetser and Cathy Gandy. Hello, ladies. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yes.
Yay. So, Sara, tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get started embroidering, and how'd you end up with Brother?
Yeah, so I actually went to FIT, that's the Fashion Institute of Technology here in New York. I'm coming to you from Brooklyn, New York right now. And after school, I worked in the industry a bit designing, and at the beginning of the pandemic, I finally learned how to use my embroidery machine. And so here I am working with Brother, and I just haven't stopped embroidering since.
Oh, good. And we did I checked in with you before the video, but are you okay? Is everything okay? I know that New York was hit very hard with the hurricane as well.
Yes, it was, but I am fortunately not affected. My street was not so flooded, so I'm all good over here.
Good. And Cathy from
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
She got some rain. Tell us how you got started sewing.
Oh my goodness, that was so long ago I can't remember. But I've been sewing for a very, very long time. And I started embroidering when the first, well, it wasn't one of the first, but in the 90s, I started doing embroidery. And I have been embroidering ever since. I have been an educator for many years, but I started working for Brother about 6 years ago.
Oh,
so it's amazing. Their machines are just fantastic. I just can't think of a better machine to use for embroidery.
I completely agree. We have some folks in the comments. Let's just say, hey, I'll just pick a few. Paula from Tampa, Florida. Yes, thank you for your prayers. We really appreciate that. Robin Simmons, hello. And one more, Jill Mansfield. Good to see you as well. All right. So these machines that we're going to be talking about today, there's an embroidery only and a combination, and there's some really amazing new technology, and we're going to get inspired by both of you doing embroidery. So Sara, why don't you tell us a little bit about your machine that you've been working on?
Sure. So I have here the NQ 1700E, And this is the embroidery only model, and it is the update from the 1600E, which Barbara, I think you mentioned you still have some of those in stock. So this is the upgrade from that model. And this is a great addition to your existing lineup, but it's also a great machine for someone who's just starting out embroidering. It is full with high-end features, and it's very compact. It weighs only 20 pounds. So it fits really nicely here in my apartment in Brooklyn. And yeah, it's packed with features. There's endless possibilities for what you can create. It comes loaded with 258 embroidery designs. So that's 60 new designs and 2 new fonts from the previous version. So let me go ahead and show you some samples that I've made. I think I can spark some creativity here and just show you the scope of what you can create with this machine. So to start, I have this bunny lovey as a little baby blanket, and I embroidered "Somebody Loves You" on there. And I was able to create this entire layout on this machine. It has a ton of editing features. So I could type out my phrase, "Somebody loves you." I was able to change loves to a different font from the rest of the wording, and also change to a different color, all right on my machine. And then I also have here a tea towel. And this has a really cute llama design on there. And this is one of the new designs that comes on the machine. And you can see how beautifully it's stitched out. It's a really intricate design. This machine cuts, little glare there. This machine cuts threads in between color blocks, and it stitches at 850 stitches per minute. So this whole project with all the colors and the intricate details was stitched out in only 30 minutes.
That is so cute, Sarah. I love it.
So as Barbara already mentioned, it is also wirelessly enabled, this machine. So that means a couple of things. First off, when it's connected to your wireless network, the machine will notify you when there's a software update available. And that's a really important tool because we don't always remember to check for software updates, but keeping your machine up to date keeps it running smoothly. And we all love a smooth running embroidery machine. So that's a really great feature. And the other great feature is that you can transfer your embroidery designs wirelessly from your laptop or your computer to your machine. So that means no more USB, no more plugging it in and ejecting it and plugging it into your machine. You can, with a click of a button, transfer all of your embroidery designs straight from your computer to your machine. So there's a couple of ways that you can do that as well. If you have PE Design 11, you can transfer your designs that you created there straight from the program to your machine. And Brother also has a brand new program called Design Database Transfer, and that's a free to download PC app. And it's really simple to use, very intuitive. I use it every single day. And you can transfer all of your designs using Design Database Transfer. Again, it's free to download straight from your computer with the click of a button. In seconds, it transfers over to your machine. So Barbara, do you want to show that video that explains Design Database Transfer?
Actually, yes, I would love to. I actually don't have it up on my screen. Do you still have it on yours, Sarah?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on the screen here.
Application called Design Database Transfer.
There we go.
New for 2022 is a PC-based application called Design Database Transfer. The Design Database Transfer app allows you to view thumbnails of the embroidery designs on your computer as well as on USB flash media devices. To view thumbnails, you must navigate to a folder on your computer on the left side of the screen where you have embroidery files located. There are some embroidery designs included in the app. Designs can be viewed as large thumbnails, small thumbnails, or you can have a detailed view of the design properties. You can easily switch between views on the toolbar. To send designs wirelessly, you need to add the wirelessly enabled machine to the app's network sewing machines. This is easily done from the Options pull-down menu. From the Options pull-down menu, choose Network Sewing Machine. touch the Add button. The app will search for machines on your network. Select the machine and then select Add. Once the machine has been added, select OK. In the Send To area, you'll now notice the sewing machine that you just added. Once there, designs can be placed in the writing list. To add a design to the writing list, you can click and drag the design to the bottom of the window. You can right mouse click and choose Add to the writing list, or you can click on the design and then click on the arrow in the center of the window. To add multiple designs to the writing list, hold down the Control key and select the designs. You can then add them to the writing list by any of the 3 methods. The Design Database Transfer app also lets you view and send encrypted embroidery PEN files wirelessly to the embroidery machine. In addition, the app allows you to view designs in other popular formats and will allow you to transfer DSD files wirelessly to a brother machine. If the format's not allowed to be sent wirelessly, the software will not allow it to be added to the writing list. This eliminates the need to remember allowed formats. The app won't let you make a mistake. If you prefer to take designs to the embroidery machine via USB flash media, you can copy and paste the files to that drive. After the designs have been pasted, simply left-click on that drive and you'll see the file in the window. Once all the designs you wish to transfer are in the writing list, click Transfer. The designs will be waiting at your machine for you to retrieve. The Design Database Transfer app also allows you to print catalogs of your designs. You can select to print 1 design per page, 4 designs per page, 12 designs per page, or an instructional style sheet. Each style will have the location of the design, colors in the design, stitch count, and size information printed. The Design Database Transfer app does all this and more. It's a handy app to have at your fingertips. For more information about this and other Brother applications, visit your local authorized Brother Innovis dealer.
Okay, so
My goodness, can I just come in here for a minute and say that is amazing? And it doesn't just work on these 2 new machines that we're talking about today, 1700 and 3600. If you have a Luminaire, go ahead and download this program because, yeah, it'll work, but you have to update your machine. And then there's a 10 needle. If you have the 10 needle or the new 680, just click the link in the description of this video or in the chat we put there. But don't exit the video, of course, but open it in a new screen. And yeah, there's other machines that it works with. So I'm so excited about this, Sara.
yeah, that's exactly right. It works on all of your Brother wireless enabled machines. So I'm always transferring to all my machines you see back here. And as you saw in the video, it comes with some really cute designs loaded in there that you're free to use. So here's an example of one, little sun design that I added to a little baby bib. And I also have another towel here where I use the wreath design that comes loaded free in the machine. And the really great thing about the program is that you can transfer any of the embroidery designs that you already have. So for example, if you want to go on to iBroidery.com, which has over 5,000 designs available for you to purchase, you can buy any of those designs, which include Disney, Frozen, Star Wars, and Marvel. And those are all exclusive to Brother, and you can use them exclusively on your Brother machines. You can buy any of those designs, transfer them to your machine, and stitch them out. So for the NQ1700E, it doesn't come preloaded with any Disney designs, but here's a project that I have where I bought this Marvel design on iBroidery.com. I transferred it to my machine, and I was able to stitch it out. So even though the machine doesn't come loaded with those designs, you still have 5,000 opportunities to download those, even the Disney ones, the Marvel ones, and stitch those out on your machine.
So for those of us who don't know who that character is, Sara, can you let us know?
Yeah, this is the Black Widow. And this was in the Kawaii Marvel design category on iBroidery.
Very nice.
And I just made her into a little iron-on patch. Has some glue backing on there.
Very cute. Those are very popular patches right now.
Yes. So this machine comes with 2 embroidery hoops. It comes with the classic 5x7 frame. And it also comes with this massive 6x10 frame. And this is a really impressive frame size for this compact machine you see right here. So you can get a lot done on this frame right here. There's a lot of room to play. And another great accessory that you're able to use with the machine is the new magnetic flat frame.
Now this one I really like. This is an optional item that you can purchase from your local brother dealer.
Yes. So you can see here it has 6 magnets, and it's called the flat frame because it's very flat. And this slides so easily right under your presser foot, and I'll show that to you guys in a bit. And these magnets are really, really strong. So I'm going to hold this towel with one hand, and you can see my project right here is not budging at all. It's staying there really well. This frame is amazing. And even though the magnets are strong, with one little finger, I can just pop the magnet right off, pop it right back on. So super easy to use. And it's great. It performs so well. This bunny lovey that I showed you a few minutes ago, I hooped this in the magnetic frame. You can see how thick and plush this blanket is. With multiple layers of embroidery, I was able to hoop it so easily in my magnetic frame. And the great thing about this frame too is that you can use this on any of your flatbed embroidery machines. So this goes all the way up the line. So again, another great accessory to have. Okay, do we have any questions at this point before we hop over and get a close view of the machine?
Yeah, so Sharon just asked, how big is that magnetic frame, which is a very good question.
Yes, this is 5x7.
Perfect. Perfect. And for those of you who click the link in the description of this video, for that digital, what's it called? Digital design transfer? I get the words confused in my head.
That's okay. It's a design database transfer.
Design database transfer, aka wireless. The wireless app where you can view all of your designs and transfer them wirelessly to your wireless machine from Brother.
Right.
So if you are on that page that I linked to, there's a link on the page that you click to get to the Brother site to download that. Yeah. So,
and I also want to mention that you can still use a USB if you're more comfortable doing that. The machine does still have a USB port, and you can still transfer your designs via USB if you're not ready to make the jump to wireless yet.
I'm ready to make the jump.
Me too. I love it, but I definitely get asked a lot, does it still have a USB port? And it does. I want to just assure everyone of that right now.
I'm going to pop in here. Raise your hand or give me some kind of emoji if you remember embroidery cards and embroidery floppy disks. That was before USB. And now USB is a thing of the past because you don't need anything to connect to the machine. It just does it all for you. I just think it's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. I remember those little floppy disks too. All right, so let's get up close and personal with the machine.
Great.
There she is. I'm going to bring my magnetic frame over and show you guys how easy it is to load this in. So you can see here our gorgeous color LCD touchscreen. That's 4.56 inches. And also you'll notice how bright this workspace is. There are 2 LED lights here, one right by your needle and one in the work area. And they're really bright and they make it really easy to see your project as you're working. So here's the flat frame again. Gonna get that towel under there. And then you can see I have one hand here and I'm just sliding it right under that needle. It's completely effortless and I can lock it in.
So if
yeah.
everyone can see her slide-in style hoop, if your machine has that, then you can get this 5x7 magnetic frame for your machine. So like Dream Machine owners, V-Series, Stellaire, Luminaire. There's just a lot of different models that you could use this with. And now the NQ 1700.
Exactly. It goes all the way up the line. And you will absolutely fall in love with this frame if you get it. I use it every chance that I get. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in on the screen here so I can give you a little tour of all the features that you have right at your fingertips here. So right away you can see we have a few different embroidery categories. So in here you have buttonholes and then you have your new designs. The 60 new designs in this crown category. And you have 14 more pages of designs here. And then you have your big, beautiful monogram fonts. You have your standard shapes. And you have 13 embroidery fonts. So there's tons to play with. And then down here you have your memory pocket, and this is where you go to retrieve your designs that you transferred either wirelessly or with a USB, and you can also retrieve your designs that are saved into the machine. And then right here you have your wireless symbol, and when it's blue, that means that you're connected to your wireless network and all is well. And then you can see that little exclamation point right there, and that is what will pop up when it's time for an update. So that means it's time for me to head over to the Brother Solutions Center and look up my machine, download the update, and install it in my embroidery machine. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a design to play around with.
And this one has all new designs. So those of you who are familiar with the older model, you'll see some fresh new embroidery designs.
Yeah, let me show you a few of those while I'm here. So here are my llamas. And there's some really cool jungle designs. So here's like this big cheetah. There's a lot of fun stuff to play with in here. For right now, I'm going to choose this nice little lavender bunch. And I'm going to press set, and I just want to show you guys all the editing features that you have here. So you can move your design around. You can size it up or down proportionally. You can change the width and the height. Then you can rotate it by increments of 90 degrees, 10 degrees, or even as precise as 1 degree. You can mirror your design. And then you have all of your color choices here. And you can navigate through the color palettes using the arrows on the face of your machine. And then once you get to a certain grouping, like here's my green and blue group, I can use the arrows up here to change around the different greens and the blues that are in there. And then I can use the plus and the minus thread buttons to cycle through all the different portions of my stitch out. So I'm able to change every color for every part of the design. Okay, and then I'm going to go to end edit. Another really high-end feature that you have on here is the color sort function. So if you were to add another element, say some text at the bottom, and you wanted to make that the same color as the lavender flowers, you would then be able to press the color sort button, and the machine will automatically group together the text with the same color that's in your embroidery design, and it will eliminate unnecessary thread changes. So it streamlines the whole process and makes the stitch out of your project even faster. So that's another high-end feature that you have on this machine. So we'll go to embroidery, and I'm going to zoom back out. And I'll show you guys how easy it is to thread the NQ 1700E. So you're going to pop your thread on here. And the instructions are printed right on the machine, so you can never forget how to do it. It's very easy to follow along. And this machine comes with the advanced needle threading system. So right here, I hooked my thread in and I trimmed it. And now with the press of this lever, it snaps that thread right through the needle. So it is so easy to thread. It's completely hassle-free. It's awesome.
Sarah, that is the best needle threader on the market today. It's the easiest machine to thread. I love that machine. Oh my goodness. I love Brothers Needle Threader.
Oh yeah, it's great. You're never gonna have to thread this needle again in your life. It's it's awesome. So the last function that I just want to show you guys is the automatic presser foot down function, another high-end feature that you have on this machine. And that basically means that I have my design set here on my machine screen. I have my hoop loaded in, and you can see that my start button is green, but you'll notice that my presser foot is still raised. And on previous models, you would have had to manually lower that presser foot before you were able to start your stitch out. But with the auto presser foot down function, you can simply press the start button and the machine lowers that foot for you and starts your stitch out.
I agree, Lori. I love Brother too. And Beth says, I love Brother Needle Threaders. Yes, I love them too. And that hoop is so great. And how many times have you had to press the foot down function before clicking? So that's going to save so much time. And if this is like a secondary machine for you, since it's embroidery only, what a really good time saver that is.
Yeah, it's a really great little touch there. Again, it just makes the whole process, the whole stitch out process, even smoother. So do we have any questions while I'm here at the machine? Anything else you guys want to see?
Well, yeah, we can get to questions, but I just wanted to let everyone know that this machine is actually available to be purchased online on our website. This is the NQ1700E. It is an upgrade from the 1600E. It's the suggested price on that is $2,500. We have it on sale for $19.99 free shipping. And guess what? That's only $167 per month for 12 months. So what an amazing deal. So let's go and see if we have any questions. Love, love, love the Brother Needle Threader. I like my push button needle threader. Let's see. No questions yet. Just saying cool machine. Everyone's asking for a link for the software. So we'll put that back in the chat for the software. And it's also in the description of this video. So yes, with the digital design transfer, you can transfer designs wirelessly to this machine. That's such a big deal.
Yeah, it's really fun.
So for those of you who maybe aren't interested in wireless, I actually saw someone in the comment, I think it was Carrie, said that she prefers to use her USB, and that's totally fine. We actually have, for a limited time, the NQ1600E, which is the model, the previous model for this. We still have stock on that, and it's discounted $500. So $14.99 for that, but it's while supplies last. So don't miss out on that clearance offer for the 6x10 machine there. Oh, man, Sarah, this is a great machine.
I agree. It is really fun to work with, and there's just tons of stuff that you could do on here.
Yeah. So someone did ask about the hoops. The magnetic hoops are available for purchase in your Brother retail store, but not online for that magnetic frame. But good question, Robin. So you can find your local Brother dealer by just Google Brother dealer locator, and it should come up, and you can put your zip code in there and find your closest dealer. So Cathy, what do you think of this machine?
I absolutely love this machine. It's amazing. For a midline machine, what you get is just fantastic.
I agree. Well, thank you, Sara, for sharing this amazing embroidery only machine with us. Cathy has a really special machine that she's going to show us, and I will bring her on screen. Hi, Cathy.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I do want to mention that the other machines will use the magnetic 5x7, but you have to make sure that you get the update for your machine so it will recognize it. Now, if you have a machine that will tell you that it needs an update, then you can just go to the Brother Solutions site and update. But all the other machines, you just go and update your machine so it will recognize the magnetic flat 5x7.
We had a question from Barbara Jones. When will the new NQ 1700 be available? That was a very good question. And that we were told by Brother it will be in September. So,
nice.
Yeah. All right. Back to you, Cathy.
Okay. And when you send your design wirelessly and you want to keep it in your machine, be sure to put it in your machine memory because once you've done it, the machine's not going to hold it. So you want to remember to put it in your memory. So I have the combination machine, and it just is fantastic. It's got the features of the 1700, but it has 313 built-in designs, and it has 55 Disney designs. So this machine also has the Disney built in. So I have a little wallet that I did here, and it has the Disney design and then some backwards, the lettering here and the Disney design over here. And then on the inside, I did all these pockets. So on the sewing side of the machine, it has the AHA feature. So it's going to go over all these layers and adjust the foot pressure on the foot. And you're just going to just float over all those seams. So it's just amazing how that works. Sara also showed you the frame patterns. So here is some Mickeys. And then I used the frame pattern to go around this one. So those frame patterns in there, you have 140 frame pattern combinations. So you really have a lot of fun things that you can do with those. Something else that is real popular now in our new crown category, we have a lot of quilting designs. So I was able to quilt this panel with all over quilting on the NQ 3700D. So this was really fun to do, and it's just quilted with the embroidery machine. Makes it really, really fun. Sara showed you the magnetic flat frame, but I just wanted to show you that I put a baby bib in here. And so if you have something that's unusual, a strange shape, and it has the collar up here, or the bib part, and I was able to this has Velcro on it right over here, and I was able just to stick this magnet right up there, and it holds it right in, and you know how thick that's going to be. So this frame is absolutely amazing, and it just holds it really well. So then this is Sara showed you the one llamas. Now this is the big llama that's built in this, and this is the 6x10-inch hoop. So it's just huge. You can do some really large, wonderful designs.
I love the new designs. And hey, I'm going to bring us all in because we had a really good question from Carrie Cunningham in the comments. Let me pull up her question. She had two very good questions. And maybe, I'm not sure if you know or if you tried this. When you transfer to the machine, can you transfer multiple, or is it just one at a time?
Yeah, no, you can transfer multiple. I don't know how many, but I don't know, Sara, how many have you done?
for me, it hasn't so much been the volume, but I've done like multiple large designs at the same time, and it takes like a second to transfer. It's really impressive.
Carrie was on the show last week sewing a duster. It was very cute. And she also asked, once you transfer it over, do you know about how many designs it holds in the machine?
The memory on the machine, I'm not sure. I know it holds quite a bit, but I'm not sure exactly.
Good questions. You stumped the teachers, Carrie. She's a teacher herself.
You've always got them on your computer so you can transfer them over anytime.
She says multiples would be great. Yes, I agree. Yep. All right. So, and everyone was loving your quilt, Cathy.
Oh, well, good. I mean, it's so much fun to quilt with in the hoop quilting, and it's amazing. And with our new crown category, you have several quilting patterns in there that you can use to quilt in the hoop.
Oh my goodness. Can you show us that one more time? It was just absolutely gorgeous.
Now, it's just a panel. So it was a panel that I did. I bought a panel, and then I just put a batik around it. And then I used a variegated thread. I used the same thread in the top as in the bobbin. Which way to go I go. And you can see how wonderful it looks.
Cathy, that's just stunning.
And it was just go from one area to the next, and you have all done.
Wow. Hey, we got another question. I'm going to bring us all in again.
Okay.
So Paula asks, does the transfer only work on Windows operating systems?
Yes. It does. Yes. It's PC only, but if you have a Mac, you can run Parallels, and you're able to run that app on your Mac.
Thank you, Carrie. And it's called Digital
Database Transfer.
I'm going to get it one of these days. Can I just call it wireless for short?
Just call it DDT, Design Database Transfer.
Yeah.
All right.
Something to get it over there wirelessly. That's good. Yeah.
Yes. And to view the designs that you have saved on your computer before you transfer them, because I know sometimes it's difficult to know by a file name what the design is.
Right.
And all the colors and everything. So, all right, Cathy, why don't you show us a little bit more about this 3700D for Disney?
Okay, let me transfer to the machine here. Let me change my camera, okay?
Perfect. Don't y'all love that we have 3 folks on the show today? Well, two guests. I'm so happy to have you both here. All right, here's Cathy's machine.
All right, I'm going to show you the sewing side first, and it has the AHA feature, which is the automatic height adjustment, and it has the pivot feature, and it has the automatic presser foot lift. So the pivot feature is not new, and neither is the AHA feature isn't new, but they are amazing features. So with our pivot feature, I'm going to put my fabric underneath here, and all I have to do, because I have the automatic presser foot lift, all I have to do is push the button to start. And
I'm sorry, that's such a great feature to have, because these machines did not have that before.
No, it didn't. And what I really love is that sometimes when I sew and I'm making different projects, I want to use the lift or I want to use the button at the top. And I can still do that. I can use all 3. I don't have to just use one only or the other. I can use whichever one fits what I'm doing. So the Brother just lets you customize your machine for what you want to do. I just love it. So now I have my pivot feature on, and I can just pivot and sew. And just it lifts the foot up and off I go. So now I want to show you the AHA feature. So I'm going to take my fabric and I'm going to make several little pleats here. And before I do that, when we used to sew and we'd come over to a seam the foot would do this. So only the bottom of the foot would be hitting the feed dog. So it would just give you teeny, 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 teeny stitches. We'd lift up the foot, even it up. You'd get a couple good stitches, and then it would just go down one long stitch. So what this does is the AHA feature, it just takes the foot from here and brings it up. So it's always flat. So you always get a consistent, wonderful stitch. So I don't know if that's too much information, but anyway, there you go. So now I'm going to push the start button. And you can see how that foot stays flat and just goes over all of that with absolutely no problem. And I can press my scissors, and there I go. And you can see, I don't know if you can see or not, but it just was consistent stitching. The stitch length didn't change at all. It's absolutely amazing. So now I'm going to come and I'm going to take my stitch width and I'm going to take it to 7.0. I have my end foot on, and with the end foot, if you go to 7.0, I can use the edge of my foot as a 1/4 inch. Now I really can't, I'm sitting off to the side, so this is going to be not a great 1/4 inch stitch, but we'll go ahead and do it anyway. All right, so I'm going to push this under here and push start and let it go. And then I'm going to stop. I'm going to put my next one just right up against it and start again. And you can see that the feed dogs on these machines are absolutely amazing. You barely have to guide. It just takes it and does what's needed. So I'm going to take these and open them up. And then I'm going to finger press the seams to each side here. And I didn't cut that in between thread, and just sort of line it up there and put it back under and go. So I can string these pieces together and line them up, and off I go.
Wow, Cathy, that's amazing. Hey, going back to the AHA feature, we had some comments that
Okay.
would be great, especially for
Do you see that?
That's beautiful. My goodness.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So I'll bring us all in for just a moment. Oops, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Ah. Okay. So
Do you want me to come?
no, we just had a question because we're looking at that foot height there.
Yes,
Is that what the maximum height is for the AHA feature, you think?
Well, what the AHA feature does is it changes the pressure on the foot. So the less pressure, the higher the foot will go. So, you know, you don't want to do something 1.5 inches. As long as it's not crazy thick, it just keeps the foot flat to just go right over it. But yeah, this is the normal foot up. So it will go over that if you need it to. Yes.
That is so cool. What do you think of that, Sarah? You're muted, but I could tell you said that's awesome.
Sorry. It is awesome. And I loved how Cathy described what would happen before the AHA feature and then showed us how it works now. And it works so well. It's impressive.
Yeah, and our feeding system is so amazing. The way those feed dogs feed the fabric, because it's more of a box feed. A lot of them sort of go in an oval, so they only catch a little bit of the fabric and pull it back. Ours just feeds it so well. And I remember I used to have to hunch over there and have both hands on each side, and I don't have to do that anymore. It just does it so well.
Wow.
So I'm going to go ahead and come on over and go to embroidery. And so this is, if I come into the crown, these are our new designs. And I'm going to scroll on through. Sarah showed you quite a few of these. But there's, when you come here, 21, there's 10 quilting designs. So here's the quilting designs. This is the one that I use, this one right here. But there is 10 different quilting designs that you can use. So they've given us a lot of choices to choose from. So you can do, I go ahead and just sew this out on a tearaway stabilizer, use it as my template, put my top hoop on top, and then slide the bottom hoop underneath, and off I go. So it's just amazing. Easy, easy to do. So I'm going to go back here and back again. And here's our Disney designs. So here's our wireless right here. So I don't have an explanation point on there, so I know that I'm up to date on my updates. I'm up to date on my updates. And so, but this is where you would go to update your machine. So what you're going to do is when you see that, you're going to go to your computer and go to the Brother Solutions site and download the update onto a USB and bring it over to your machine and update your machine that way. So I'm going to come into Disney. And so we have several different Disney designs. You have Modern Mickey, and you have the Vintage Mickey, Winnie the Pooh, the Princesses, Frozen, and Pixar. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to get a Mickey. And I'm going to pick one Mickey here and go to set. And then I'm going to add another Mickey. So they're on top of each other. I could do move them, but I can just click and drag them. Click and drag one up here and click and drag one down here. So if you just want to move them if you want to be very specific, then you're going to want to use the move button. Otherwise, you can just touch and drag. So I'm going to go to edit end, and I'm going to come to embroidery. So right up here, it's telling me that I have 10 thread changes, because it's going to sew one whole Mickey and then come down and sew the next whole Mickey. So I'm going to have to change my thread 10 times. But if I come back and I push my color sort and go to embroidery, I still have 10, it still says 10 thread changes, but it has grouped them. Now I have 2 linens and 2 whites and so on. So now I only have to change my thread 5 times. It's a great time saver. There's another feature on here. So I just love how you have the color sort now.
I love that too. And Sara, you were talking about that. I'll bring us all in for a moment just to talk a little bit about color sort. Yeah, so you were using that, and you said that it's saved on your embroidery time, or how did you use color sort?
Yeah, so for example, on my llama towel here, when I added this text in, I chose one of the colors that's already in the design up here. So then when I used color sort, it grouped together the color in the design here with the thread. So instead of having to change that thread, put it on and off the machine, it just stitched both of them together at the same time.
I'm seeing big opportunities for people with embroidery businesses that have multiple machines going, or that maybe have the top of the line and want to add to just do some embroidery while they're sewing on their other machine.
Yeah, it's really amazing, and it's an intelligent color sort. If you have the white of the eyes with the black on top, it's not going to sew the white last. It's going to make sure that it sews in the right order, so you don't have the pupils underneath the whites.
Yeah, it's a game-changing feature for sure. I like to stitch out a lot of patches, and so often I'll, in the hoop, stitch out multiple patches. So just like Cathy was showing, she had multiple Mickeys. Using that color sort feature, it saves me tons of thread changes and tons of time stitching out those types of projects too.
Yeah.
And I just love the time-saving aspect of not having to lower the foot before pressing the go button. It's right, the little thing.
Yes.
So this machine, Cathy, we have a really great, amazing special offer on it that I have on the screen. It's actually available only in our retail stores throughout Louisiana and Texas. We're allbrands.com. We'll be getting them in hopefully in September is what we were told. But there is an amazing bundle offer that we have. Not only do you get what's already included in the box, so sewing feet, the embroidery hoops, the accessories that are packed in there, the embroidery unit for embroidery. You also get a luggage set with this model, and it's beautiful. I don't have a picture of it yet, but just trust me, it's gorgeous. And there's a 24-piece thread set from Brother that's a very good high quality thread, and it comes with software. Can you tell us a little bit about that software that's included with this machine?
Yes.
In the bundle, Cathy?
Yeah, this is a BES Blue, and it has 199 pre-digitized fonts. So you have a lot of fonts to work with. You have a lot of ways to edit your fonts. You've got circular text. You've just got all kinds of ways to set your text. It has 800 embroidery designs that you can use. There's small designs. There's larger designs. It's just wonderful how many extra designs you get. It has word collage. So it has templates, and you take a template, you pick a template, fill it with words, and it will give you the word collage. So it has that feature in there. It will go to, it works with the scan and cut. So you can import an FCM file and convert it to applique, or you can export an applique as an SCM to cut it out on the scan and cut. It has color sort, and it has a basting stitch. And that's just a tip of the iceberg of what all you get in there. It's an amazing software package.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I agree. And if anyone here has BES4, it has a lot of the capabilities of BES4. It just doesn't have the wireless component, which with this machine, you have the wireless component already. So with BES Blue, the wireless that's already built into the machine with the download of the free software, the bag set and the thread set, you are just going to be good to go with this NQ3700D.
It's a great package. It's a fantastic machine. You have 8.3 inches from the needle to the head of the machine. And they have also changed the shape here so you have a better view of your stitching area. So this isn't quite as wide as it used to be. So it's narrowed down so you get a better view of your needle area. It's just little things like that that Brother has done for us.
I also see that beautiful knee lifter hole in the front, which is great for
quilters. Yes.
With that. Oh, and my custom stitch. Did we even talk about that feature yet?
No, we did not. I have, I went ahead and let me see if I can show you this. Let me change my camera real quick. This is, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but I don't know if you can see that red there. Do you see how that looks like a tape measure? I did that with my custom stitch so that I could sew it on my ironing board ironing board caddy. So I sewed all of this down with that stitch that I did in my custom stitch that looks like a tape measure.
I love that.
That is very cute, Cathy.
It just is really fun. And
so you're saying you can make a sewing stitch in the machine. So if you don't have a stitch, you just plugged in the little...
just make a stitch, yes.
Make your own stitches. And with the BES Blue, you can make your own monograms and you can wirelessly transfer.
Yeah, it's so much fun to just, it didn't take long to do, but it was a lot of little counting, you do 7 millimeters wide, and each little tick is a half of a millimeter. So I had to go over 14. But anyway, you go back and forth, and it just looks like a tape measure. I just was so excited. It just looked really cute.
I love it. So I got to tell you, So BES Blue. So of the items that we talked about today, the ones that are available for purchase online is Sarah's machine, the that beautiful NQ 1700
yes, fantastic.
embroidery, 6x10, cuts your jump stitches, wireless embroidery. Yes. Also the previous model of that I have a few left of, that's $500 less, is the 1600E while supplies last. So Cathy's machine is a dealer only machine, so you'd have to visit our stores in Louisiana or Texas to take advantage of that. But it's a great deal because you get the BES Blue, the bag set, and the
Thread.
Thank you. Yes. And that magnetic hoop is also a dealer-only product, so you could purchase that in at your local dealer or AllBrands if we're your local dealer. But guess what? That BES Blue, for those of you who don't have embroidery lettering software, is available for purchase online, and it's on sale for only $3.99.
Oh, that's a fantastic deal. That's wonderful. It does have so many features. I mean, just getting the basting stitches is wonderful, but all the other fonts, oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love
the word collage feature. It's really, really fun to play with.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Let's see if we have some questions in the comments. Here's a really good one from Jill Mansfield. What's the difference between the NQ 1600 and 1700E?
So, off the top of my head, I know that the 1700E has 60 new embroidery designs and 2 new embroidery fonts. And the wireless capability is new, and that's a game changer. So that's a big one. And I believe the auto presser foot down is also a new feature.
And color sort, I believe.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, but everything else is the same. You still get that 6x10 embroidery area. You can still download Disney designs from iBroidery.com to do the Disney characters. It's a great little machine, and you can, if you just want to use your USB stick, they both actually have the USB port on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a good question from Lori. What is the latest BES software? Cathy, you want to answer that one?
I think it's BES 4. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the top of the line one that's available for purchase in a brother dealer's location. But BES Blue is the non-wireless version of BES 4 that's available for internet purchase. And it's half the price, less than half the price, at $3.99 on our website. So if you have a machine that does wireless, then go ahead and you might want to consider getting that BES Blue. I do know BES 4 has some add-ons, though, that you might want to consider there for like scan and cut and things like that.
But the Blue does have some scan and cut things to it. It's just not as full of a package as the BES 4.
Yeah. Okay, this isn't a question, but Paula says, I don't think anyone realizes how wonderful the wireless transfer is until they try it.
Exactly.
I can never find a USB stick to save my life.
Yeah.
I always lose them.
Yeah.
It's just one click and it's there. I mean, you click and you go to your machine and it's there. You don't have to go to push a lot of different buttons. You're good to go once you get to the wireless.
Yeah, I learned how to use it in like 2 minutes. It's really intuitive. It's a great program.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're nearing the end of our program today. Don't forget to get your likes, comments, and shares or subscribes in, because that's what gets you eligible to win the $100 gift card that I'm about to give away. So let us know what you thought of the show today. If you have any other questions. But I just want to thank you, Sarah and Cathy, for coming, being part of the AllBrands family.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us, definitely. Yes.
I was definitely inspired I loved everything that you showed. All right, so let's pick a winner. Let's have, someone said this is AllBrands. They can't win. Giveaway time. Very cute. All right, y'all want to help me do a drum roll?
Yeah.
Okay, drum roll, please. Karen Carr, congratulations.
Yay!
Email me at events@allbrands.com and I will get that $100 gift card sent to you. And thank you everyone for joining us for the AllBrands show and tuning in each week on Thursdays at 3:30. We really appreciate all of you. And we love brother. I love brother.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yes, I hope you all have a great day. Go out and be creative and embroider and sew. It's therapeutic,
Exactly.
right?
Yes. Make yourself happy with that. Yes.
Will do.
Keeps you smiling. Keeps you smiling.
All right, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.